The following podcast has an explicit tag. Please consider yourself fucking warned.
One, two, three, and four. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Okay, so did I. Alright.
Yay.
And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to episode 12 of Not Another Atheist Podcast. I'm the host with the most lazy attitude and lack of ability to come up with anything wittier, Keith, and joining me is the ever-lovely and always unbashful Jen.
I'm always full of fucking rays of sunshine, rainbow shitting unicorns out of my ass.
God, who blows the sunshine right up your ass?
My own fucked up morbid ego.
Yay!
Yay! Yay for narcissism.
Oh, Christ. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us and sticking with us through the first 11 episodes. I know the last few have kind of been longer than our usual format.
Because I don't know how to keep my fucking mouth shut.
Well, last episode was kind of a necessary...
Oh, yeah, that, but what's the excuse for the other
that
ones?
and the fact that I minimized editing on last episode because I thought, you know, what you were saying needed to be said.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you. At least
You're
I know
welcome.
you love me.
I do.
Sniffle, sniffle.
Jen,
What?
before we get started, any bits of housekeeping, any announcements on your end?
Not that I can remember, but my mind is completely fucking blank right now.
Alright. Well,
You know more than I do.
Well, Facebook, our page is still going strong. We're loving that we seem to be getting a fair number of hits. We could always use more likes, though, so please tell your friends if they happen to love dirty talking atheism, because let's face it, who doesn't?
Who doesn't love a filthy bitch?
Ooh. And as always, everybody, if you're listening to us on iTunes, please pop on over there, give us a quick review. That'll kind of help our rankings and
You can
increase our
review shit on
listenership.
iTunes? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of miraculous. It's
Sorry, I'm Team Droid. I avoid everything Apple.
It's how you can also garner more favor that way by getting more popularity, and you'll appear on more lists. Blah blah blah.
I'll rate the fuck out of this then. I'll rate the fuck out of it.
So there you go. Don't let your hosts be the only ones voting on their own fucking show. Let us not be that egotistical.
Fuck that. I'm not egotistical. I give a shit. I give a fuck, dude. You're looking at
Jen's now set the.
You're looking at like my own pictures on Instagram.
I've done that before. I've been like, you know what? That's a fucking awesome picture. It deserves my like. And a friend go, "Why did you do that?" And I go, "Because it's an awesome picture." They
'Cause
go,
it was
"Yeah,
fucking great."
That's why you would let everybody else like it." And I go, "Why can't I? It's an awesome picture."
Why can't I? I liked it. Why shouldn't I let the world know?
Yeah. I use Instagram. What's up?
So do I. I'm a fucking Instagram whore. Wait, I'm gonna pull up my Instagram right now. I have 530 posts on Instagram.
Sweet Jesus.
Let's see how many snaps I've sent. This is the real shocker. My snap count is fucking bitch. I can't pull it up now. 22,149 snaps.
All right.
I have a problem.
You win.
I have a problem.
You know what your prize is? Your prize is a note. The note says, "Go the fuck outside."
I do go outside and I Snapchat everything.
Put the phone down. It's true. She does. I get regular updates while I'm at. Well, I guess I can say now while I'm at work and not when I wake up first thing in the afternoon. That's right. I am rejoining the land of the living. I have got a day job.
Ew.
I don't like it.
I have a 3-year-old.
I like the job. I don't like the daytime.
I have a 3-year-old. It's not the land of the living. We're more just like mindless zombies at this point.
Ugh. Okay, I get it. You fucking win.
I always win. I have ovaries.
And
That's the rule.
Enough of this dick swinging contest.
I would so kill to have a fucking dick big enough to swing.
Moving on to news. So, here's a story that reads more like a fucked up joke, and I encourage everybody to stop me if you've heard it. 14-year-old boy makes clock because he is just that fucking smart. He takes it to...
Stop! Everyone in the world has heard this.
Yeah. He takes it to school, and instead of being acknowledged for his ingenuity and his clear talents, he has the cops called on him because apparently it looked like a bomb. Drum snare, blah blah blah. In summary, breaking the interwebs today is the hashtag #IStandWithAhmed. It's been trending on all the social medias, and even Obama chimed in. And, so in honor of the loyal GOP fan base that I know is just thriving, let's all say in unison,
Thanks, Obama.
Even more hilarious is that Flavor Flav of bizarre uses for
Oh
clocks
my God, I
fame.
love
Even
that you
told the
brought
world
this
to
up.
stop told the world to stop clock blocking. I can't even say clock blocking. Oh, there we go. I did it. I know. I'm so.
You know,
I-
Flavor Flav fucking kills me because when he first came out, he was a part of Public Enemy, and they were like really politically motivated, and they really did have a message. And then he winds up with some fucking reality show on VH1. I still don't understand how that happened.
It's MTV. I blame MTV. That's what happens when you get, people who have poor decision-making abilities get too much money.
If he didn't age like such a crackhead, I think he would have been way better off.
Well, probably. But we're going to move on, though, because, we just can't make up enough shit about this story. Bill Maher revealed his own ignorance of white privilege while talking out his ass when he said...
And that kills me because I still want to like him, and I just can't because he's one of our people. And I really want to like him,
yeah.
and I'm just like, fuck, man, shut up.
Yeah, usually he is, but apparently in this case he's not. So, he was talking out his ass and said, "So the teacher's just supposed to see something that looks like a bomb and be, oh wait, this might be my white privilege talking." And instead of slapping his palm to his forehead, he decided to dig the hole even deeper and added that it's not the color of his skin. Oh, sorry. It's not the color of his skin. For the last 30 years, it's been one culture that's been blowing up shit over and over again. So now that's a thing. So Jen, only people who clearly look Arabic, brown skin,
Because,
unibrow,
Timothy McVeigh
turban.
was so fucking tan.
Shut up, I'm describing Arabic people. Brown skin, unibrow, turban that's actually a bomb, and 36 of TNT strapped to their back have blown shit up in the last 3 decades. Yeah, that's right. They're the only ones.
They're the only ones. Norway.
So I don't particularly care for the term Islamophobia. I really don't. Jen, you know this. We've had long discussions about it. Because I think it's overused by people who care more about someone's emotional attachment to a bad idea than they do about the lives that those people with those, childish beliefs have.
Yeah, but they're their
the lives
beliefs, and they're entitled to have them. Whatever.
Yeah, except
You know how I feel
for
about
when
that.
they decide
Except
to
for when they
start
start
killing
fucking
people.
killing people, and then we have a problem. But we've all covered this in length, with my opinion.
Yes. So, while I do take the stance on Islamophobia, if there is an actual thing that we can identify as Islamophobia,
How about just being a
it
dick?
would probably fucking be this.
Just being a dick.
No, that's not a thing. You can't just be a dick. We have to label exactly why you're a dick
Oh my god!
why you're
and
wrong and everything.
This is why men hate women. This is exactly why men hate women. Because everything has to have this overly described, overly complex fucking label. And it's like, the dreaded fucking, what are we? Conversation. And it's not just enough to be like, we're together. It's like, but how are we together? Because we over fucking complicate shit. Sorry. It's my little personal rant for today.
It drives me nuts when people try to over-quantify everything, too. I'm not arguing with you on that one.
I'm convinced that this is what happens when people are poor, is that they can't afford to buy a label, so they have to create one for themselves. Branding makes people feel important, whether it be something they paid $500 for or something they created in their own head. Interesting concept,
Sounds like
right?
interesting discussion we can have later at another time. So
I'm full of fucking
where
gems
was
today,
I?
dude.
Right. Okay, so let's review the story up to this point. Bomb squad wasn't called. Ahmed flat out said, "It's a clock," and there was no actual reason to publicly humiliate him like this. I'm sorry, Ahmed. I know your voice probably isn't that high. You're 14. Your balls are going to be dropping soon.
Dude,
You're going to start getting hair in weird
you
places.
never know. He might have already. Kids mature way faster these days.
He had a bit of a baby face on that
yeah,
picture.
but kids
So
mature way faster these days.
yeah, I guess he could have started shaving.
He could sound like fucking Sean
today.
Connery for all the fuck we know. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
Hot.
So the kid built a clock and showed a knack for technology. You and I are gonna have sex. No, James. Yes, we are. Anyways.
Just like
This is
Trebek's
not Keith's
mother. Where the fuck did that come from? I did that really well. Holy shit. Wow, I'm kind of impressed myself there.
I'll take it, you brigand. Oh, fucking Connery.
But no, my
I'll see
favorite
what-
one was the Saturday Night Live one where it said therapist, and he goes, "I'll take the rapist for
The
500."
rapist.
And I was like, yes, this is life right now.
Jen, I propose a riddle, a conundrum, if you will. What's the difference between you and a mallard with a cold? One's a sick duck. I forget how it ends, but your mother's a
Your
whore.
mother's a whore, Trebek.
God, I love him. So, thanks, Mar. We're going to move on now.
My brain's all over the place tonight, so yay for our audience.
Yeah, this may not be our longest show, but it might be one of our more entertaining ones. Who knows? So the third part to this triad of, I don't know, a T word that begins with stupidity, a word for stupidity that begins with T. Fuck, my brain's fried.
Total fucking dick bag.
Yeah. So, not one to keep her nose out of things or things out of her things, Bristol Palin decided she needed to weigh in on the situation.
Sake, I cannot with this bitch anymore. I mean, seriously. Can we put that dick-sucking face to use and actually have her suck a dick and shut the fuck up?
I don't know. I'm trying to reach her for comment, and it's just not working. She just won't listen to me.
Because you won't fuck her in a bathroom while offering her lines.
Touche. Touche indeed.
I have, my lord, today.
For our listeners at home, we do not actually imply that Bristol Palin does cocaine. I just don't want to get sued.
Well, let her fucking sue me. I don't have shit. She can fucking sue me all the fuck she wants to. I'll help that bitch look for some shit to sue me for.
So, she posted something on Pathos, and it implied that...
Fucking Pathos. Jesus fucking Christ. Anonymous, people are hacking Ashley Madison and shit. And can we fucking hack Pathos? Because they serve no real fucking purpose on this goddamn planet.
No, they've got Danthropology, they've got Friendly Atheists, they've got some decent...
They do, but
I have a list.
A lot of
they have
shit,
some decent
They do
blogs.
have some decent shit, but the thing that pisses me off about Pathos is that it's so fucking... It's like... What's the word I'm looking for? It's so fucking one-sided. And yeah, these are my people, and I get that. But it's like every fucking Christian news site just on like the flip end of it. You know what I mean? It's a little too biased for me.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna, finish what I was saying now before I was so pleasantly interrupted.
Fuck you, asshole. And not to say that I hate everything on Pathos, but sometimes it's just like, oh my god, really? Like, you're no fucking worse than the people you scream about. What the fuck are you doing talking about Pathos anyway? Anyway, sorry.
My turn now. So apparently Obama getting involved in this is somehow encouraging more racial strife. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Jen! There's more racial strife with the Black Lives Matter crowd, and this somehow promotes victimhood, and I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that a little bit. So just a quick note here, guys. This is from me to the lovely fans at home. There's a link in our write-up section. I can't remember what it's called right now. But it links to the commentary on Palin's post. And her post, by the way, reads more like a fucking Facebook post than an actual blog, just a general FYI.
Because that's as far as she can get her feeble-minded, dick-sucking brain to type.
Exactly. But the link to her post is in that article, and I'm not giving her that linkage from our page. We do have some standards, folks.
It's better than the leakage she's used to.
Ew.
She's been knocked up twice now. You know she's got leakage because you know she ain't using condoms. I'm just saying.
Ew.
Wow, I'm bitchy tonight. Fuck, man. And I'm not even drinking. Wow.
No, I'm drinking.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, I also forgot. How could I forget this? This is so important. Apparently, her words, childish games, I did that in air quotes, and only Jen can see, and she'll say that I did, from Obama, have divided the country. So, everybody, I once again invite you to join me in saying, Thanks, Obama.
What the fuck is she?
I don't know what the fuck her problem is.
Does she think that just because her mother had some obscure fucking run at the White House that she knows everything there is to know about politics? No, honey, you know about as much.
You thought Sarah Palin had a chance at the White House.
I said obscure, okay. It's like, no, honey, Monica Lewinsky-ing your ass through a fucking reality show does not give you the fucking political authoritative right in this fucking country, okay?
Wait, they had a reality show?
I think she was on like Dancing with the Stars or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah. I honestly don't know what the fuck her problem is.
It's like, seriously, just because you are performing the very same acts on people that a notorious White House intern did does not make you fucking knowledgeable in politics. If that's the case, then I would be fucking George Washington with the dicks that I've sucked. I mean, come on. Not say that I've sucked a lot of dicks, but I've sucked a decent amount of dicks.
George Washington is probably
No.
decayed.
What I'm saying is that I would have the political knowledge of this country on the level of George Washington if sucking dick documented or
Somehow
gave you validity.
made you
Yes.
gave you more political
Yes.
intuition or something. Great.
So unless she's gonna put
Okay.
on a blue fucking dress and get on her fucking knees, she needs to shut the fuck up about the goddamn president.
Wow, that was fucking cheerful. Okay, so now I have a joke. An actual joke this time. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Can't expect you to play along here, Jen. Be nice. Jen, what's the difference between jelly and jam?
Something doesn't shake when you. I don't know.
You can't jelly religion down someone's throat. Thank you. I'm on a roll tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. Okay, so we're going to move on because wrapping up our news feed tonight, a New Mexico judge ordered Holly Salzman to partake in religious counseling or lose custody rights to her children. Because religious liberty is only religious liberty when you're allowed to force feed it to other people.
Last week, and like my fucking
I know
head
you did. I
nearly
sent it to you.
exploded. No, I read it like a week before you sent it to me. Maybe not even that long ago. My fucking head nearly exploded when I read this. Where is she at again? Wasn't she like Kentucky or some shit?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
So
I'd be a motherfucking
apparently-
fugitive with my kid. There's fucking no question about that. I would just leave. I would just leave the fucking country. Like, okay, bye.
out.
All right.
You know what? We have
I've-
two countries that border of us.
Yeah.
Both have better weed than us. Both are
A short
have.
fucking plane
I have
ride-
more money
A
than
short
us.
plane ride fucking takes me to the land of weed and atheist and fucking free healthcare and fucking free education. So I'm out. Sorry.
Or Canada.
They can find me too easy. Canada has an extradition treaty.
Yeah, I know. Bastards, how dare they?
Fuckers. I could take my ass to one of the little Nordic countries and be quite fucking happy, okay?
Yay. So let's just shorten this by saying, even though allowing people basic human dignities is taking away from a bigot's freedom of religion, which it's actually not, you can still legally strong-arm someone into abiding by your religious practices. Abiding by your religious practices. Let's do that again. So now,
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah!
I'm seriously fucking losing hope in this country. The First fucking Amendment, people. The First
yeah,
fucking Amendment,
in the
people.
article they actually discuss that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is from the Anthropology blog at Pathos, like I told you.
I know. I really do appreciate a lot of their shit, and I do appreciate the way they get it out, but it's like, can we lighten up on the kind of heavy-handedness, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably
That's, I even if it's a point that I agree with, I don't take well to, like, heavy-handed, strong-arm tactics on shit. Because then I feel like I'm being
Yeah.
forced to agree with it. Whatever. Anyway.
could. Yeah.
No, I'd be a fucking fugitive.
So-
I'd be like, bye.
Well, that's the thing, though. In the article, they talk about how Salzman walked into the first session and was promptly informed by the counselor that she begins every episode, every session with
Well,
a prayer.
considering what you have to go through, I'd call it a fucking episode, too.
My guess is, though, is that this is actually hypnosis because it's best when you bore someone to sleep.
So is that why they
Yeah.
have such high numbers at church?
I've had some of my best naps sitting in the pews. I mean, I didn't say that. Oops. Oh, shit.
Those were like, I'm sorry. You waking me up at ass early on a Sunday morning, fuck you, I'm taking a nap. Fuck that, I'm taking a nap. There's fucking nothing in this world that's gonna make me stay up through this. Oh, nina, bullshit, no.
Praise be unto God, whose holy cock we suck every day.
You know, I'll give it to these
Anyways.
priests, though. They hold that monotone note for a decent amount of fucking time. Coming from a former singer, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah, I give them full credit on that. They do an impressive job. Their ability to just maintain no personality in their voice. It's almost like Kermit had his scrotum caught in a vice.
Hello,
And
everyone.
then they just start like,
Welcome
in
to
the name of, it's like,
church.
whoa, okay, I'm up, fuck, oh, I'm up just in time for the plate to get here. Of course.
See, and oh, cool, lunch money.
Oh, we're going to brunch? Thank you.
Sweet.
I can go for a decent brunch. I really could. They don't have those down here that I know of.
No brunch? What?
No, I can't find anywhere that has a decent brunch down here at all.
Oh, a decent brunch. Well, as
Just
long
a
as they at least
brunch
have
period. I
brunch.
haven't even heard of a brunch here.
Oh.
Amazing.
That's what I was talking
I
about.
know, right? I gotta go back
They
to
see-
work. $17
In the
mimosas?
city.
Psh, sign me the fuck up.
$17 mimosas.
It's a play on the super expensive drinks in New York City. I once paid like $13.50 for a fucking martini.
It better have been a damn good martini.
It actually
Was it shaken and not
It
stirred?
really wasn't. It was just New York. It was just New York.
Jen, I think I'm going to start doing that when I think you're getting off track here. Just insert something by Connor.
Oh my god, I'll get off track fucking everywhere. Just because I just love the reference. Because I have absolutely fucking no attention span.
Oh boy, great. So it appears as though we've burned through all of our news tonight. Wow, that was fast.
Well, because there's really nothing to say about the fucking clock. It's a fucking clock.
Well, yeah, that's what Ahmed was saying
It's a
every
fucking
time that the
clock.
cops would, or while the cops were questioning him. Apparently, they said he was being resistant. He would answer their questions by saying it's a clock, which really
It's a fucking
doesn't
clock.
confuse
If that's the
me.
case, I have like 9 fucking bombs in my house right. Oh my god, I shouldn't say that. It's a fucking clock. It's a fucking clock.
that's-
There's a giant fucking clock that looks like a rocket in England. Does this mean that we're gonna blow up the fucking space station? No.
I saw that meme.
It's
That was
like,
an awesome
what?
meme.
Does the fucking International Space Station have to worry now because of the bomb on a rocket that's in fucking England? No. Shut the fuck up.
Wait, the British have rocket technology?
They do, actually, and it's actually really advanced. That's one thing I'll give the Brits. They have an amazing military. They have a fucking
Really?
amazing military, and god, their military guys are just like retarded hot. I don't know if it's the accent mixed with like the toughness of their military. Fuck, man, my god. And then the whole Prince Harry on the fucking 249 comes in my head, and it's like, damn, Jesus.
Comes in or on your head?
Both. Fuck, I need to get laid. You know, I'm not even trying to date while I'm down here. I can't. I just fucking can't.
You don't want it?
I can't.
You
I can't. I cannot fucking.
Do you not want to risk the chance that a dick that's inside of you has also been not only in his sister, but
They're
also
just-
a
they're
few
just
farm animals?
Stupid. Do you know what's the number one question I get asked about down here? What's a sapiosexual?
How do you
If I have to tell you what a sapiosexual is, you failed.
You're doing humanity badly.
You-
Not even wrong,
and it's
just
they're
badly.
so Jesus and Republican, and Obama's a fucking nigger Muslim, and Donald Trump is God, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, Donald Trump speaks his mind. He says what I'm thinking. Well, we know you're a racist fuck.
Oh, speaking of Donald Trump, here's something that I want to touch on.
Oh, okay.
All these fucking Republicans are all about, we want to tear up the new Iran deal, and I'll admit I don't know a lot about it. I haven't really looked into it. They want to tear up this whole Iran deal, that, they're just giving fucking Iran access to weapons, and I'm like, didn't Ronald Reagan sell weapons to Iran? The Iran-Contra scandal. Didn't he
All I really
sell...
All I really know about Iran-Contra is what I learned on American Dad, and that's that apparently Ollie North still has gold underneath his house.
Yeah, Ollie North got all fucking wrapped up in that shit. But, like, he sold weapons to Iran. I'm pretty sure he traded them for hostages. Like, your God literally armed people in this country. Yet you're flipping out because we're trying not to piss off a country that, 1, is embroiled in a fucking civil war, 2, has ISIL running rampant through it, and 3, has probably the technology at some point in time to build a nuclear warhead. And if they don't, then they are very close to other countries that do have nuclear capabilities and that will easily sell them a nuclear warhead. This isn't fucking Kim Jong Jr. over here that we're talking about.
Hurrah!
Oh my god. He's such a dick. He's such a fucking little murderous shit. But there is something about him that I get the giggle fits every time I look at him. Every fucking time.
Wait, Kim Jong-il or Kim
The
Jong-un?
kid. The one that's in charge now.
Un.
I get the fucking giggle fits every time I see him.
He always looks so unhappy.
I cannot. I could never be a world leader because if I were to sit in front of this man, I would giggle for 20 minutes straight.
So, funny story. So, at my new job, there's a Korean guy we work with. His name is Leslie, and I'm so glad he is so good-humored about it.
Does he
Because
look
as he
like
was
him?
walking up, I went, no, not at all. But as he was walking up, I was like, oh, hello, Leslie. How are you doing today? You working for your weapons of mass destruction? And all he did was laugh at me, and I'm going, yay, people can take it.
There, where I grew up, in Queens has a main street. We actually do have a main street. And it's completely fucking Korean. I mean, like, it's like little Korea. Like this, like the signs are in Korean on the stores, and it is literally nothing but fucking Koreans. So now we have the joke that instead of Flushing Main Street, it's Frushing. It's Flushing Main Street. And then in New York, you know, you have the Asian street sellers. And I've literally heard them scream, "You have penny, you buy now." Because it's always like, "You have $5, you buy now, you buy now, you buy now, you buy this." It's all knockoff fucking shit that doesn't work. You have
$5,
you have penny, you buy now, you buy now, you have penny. Don't fucking get on me about Asians and the fucking construing fucking the English language, because I literally grew up with it. I grew up in Queens, where if you took the 7 train, now mind you, I'm 4'10". Corona, that part of Flushing, it's very mixed Asian and Hispanic, El Salvadorian, Honduran, Hispanic. So I was like the tallest woman on the train ever. I'm 4'10". I felt like a giant
man.
amongst men riding the fucking 7 train limits.
Oh, jeez.
And now that I've officially completely been racist and offensive.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, Jen, did you have any topics you
I
wanted to
want
bring
to talk
up?
about this
or-
fucking Ronald Reagan shit. I don't fucking understand this shit. First off, oh my god. Did you... Oh, the fucking debates. Man, the debates. Man. I'm a big supporter of George Pataki. Because, like, he's that, how the fuck are you a Republican?
George Takei.
No, Pataki, not Takai.
Oh,
Pataki.
Pataki.
He's a fucking politician. Here, shut up. Yeah.
Oh. Oh
My coming
my.
of age in New York was when he was governor. And I literally watched the entire city, like, go from being this violence-ridden fucking skis bucket. New York City sucked. 70s and 80s. I mean, it fucking sucked. I wasn't allowed near windows at night because of drive-bys and shit. And he told...
shit.
Yeah, like, it was really fucking bad. And he totally turns it around. He got his fucking budget in order. He got the fucking school system in order. He's a Republican that's for gun control and pro-gay marriage. I was like, what? What the fuck are you doing here? Did you walk into the wrong class today? Like, and you know, they broke down the debate into the lesser-known candidates, which was like Pataki and everyone that's not even registering. And that debate, to me, actually answered a lot more questions than the main one did, because these people really had plans. And then we come to the main one. There's 11 fucking Republicans standing on a stage. Donald Trump is dead center. And they're all talking about this fucking Iran deal. And I'm like, you're sitting in the Reagan Library. This is the man that sold weapons to Iran, so let's not get on this. And then they're talking about the Planned Parenthood, defunding Planned Parenthood videos.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody fucking mentions that the videos were doctored. Nobody's fucking mentioning that they were found to be fraudulent. But now we have defunded Planned Parenthood for a year.
What?
They have voted to defund Planned Parenthood for a year amidst the Republican hype train. So millions of low-income women are now going to lose care. When and they're arguing the abortion thing. Our federal funds do not go towards providing abortion. Those are privately funded. That's a privately funded service. What our federal funds go for is breast cancer screening and birth control and checkups and shit like that.
Yeah, I was talking to Jim about this, and he was saying that he'd gone on their website and was saying that it was less than 10% of what they did was abortion.
Yeah, less than 10%. Now, granted, Margaret Sanger, who was the founder of Planned Parenthood, did kind of have this whole black genocide thing in place when she started Planned Parenthood.
That's not a good thing.
Really
I
not.
want to say that's a black mark, but I think that's cheap.
It's really not. I know, don't say that. That's horrible. She had this idea that black people
You're still laughing.
I know, I'm horrible. She had this idea that black people were inferior, and if we gave them abortions and birth control, that they would kind of thin out their population. And hence Planned Parenthood was born.
Oh, lordy, we got them Negroes on the street. We can't let them reproduce. That's a horrible thing. What
but
the
it's
fuck?
turned into this wonderful organization that literally is providing life-saving services to low-income women. And as we go on, there's more and more women going into being low-income women because of the fucking insane economic gaps that we have and the fucking insane corporate control that we have in this country. So now more and more women are now becoming low-income women with no access to services, life-saving services, cancer screenings, mammographies, And what I don't get is you want to stop abortion, but you want to stop the organizations that are providing birth control. But you want to stop the programs that help feed low-income families.
Oh, holy shit, this is an actual thing. Why didn't you send this to me?
What? You're reading this
I just
now?
Yes, I just found an article in The Guardian. House of Representatives passed bill to defund Planned Parenthood amid shutdown threats.
Yeah, because they were
What the fuck?
they were threatening to shut down the government again and issue out another sequestration again over this, because the Republicans have sat in their sandbox and they don't want to leave.
For fuck's sakes, these are grown-ass fucking men acting worse than children. Like, what the fuck? At what point do we get to just look at them and tell them they're not allowed to come back to the sandbox until they can fucking play nice with everybody else? This is bullshit.
But we have to do things on this at a certain times, because if we sit with a stall out like that, then this can stall out for years and years and years, and nothing in government gets done. And then we have a shutdown. Last time we had a shutdown, it led to sequestration, which has now led to the absolute decimation of our military.
Like, fuck.
Because we have a bunch of 80 and 90-year-old men that have had the same fucking job for 50 years that are refusing to get off their party lines.
Like, that is just...
We don't have term limits for senators.
I know, and I don't understand it. It just... It's
You
atrocious.
have to wait for the older generation to die out before anything changes.
Yeah, because that's...
And these motherfuckers live forever because they have the greatest fucking healthcare and they get paid thousands of dollars a year.
Not to mention kickbacks and everything.
And yeah, I mean, on paper they make $100,000 a year. So waiting for them to die is kind of like, I think Strom Thurmond was like 93 or some shit like that.
Fuck. Like, something's got to be done about that. That is absolutely garbage.
We've now got a war on women and a war on the poor based in Christianity in this country. We are slowly violating our First Amendment that there should be no, I can't think of the wording, but pretty much that our government cannot endorse a religion.
No, it can't.
An official religion of the country. But we're slowly passing laws that are allowing that to happen.
So
At the expense of low-income families. So they don't want you to take birth control. They want you to keep popping out these fucking kids, but they don't want to help you feed them, and they don't want to give you a job. They don't want to give you the programs, and they don't want to give you a fucking job to feed these kids. And then they complain about overcrowded jails and everything else. Well, what the fuck else do you expect when you're giving women no fucking opportunity, no chance? Excuse me, you raise these kids in poverty. So the kids are just trying to survive. They turn into crime and they get locked up.
Yeah, that's...
Meanwhile, the prisons are owned by the private companies that are providing money to the super PACs and the politicians.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with that. Everything you've just said. Like, as a Canadian, like, okay, granted, I'm probably willfully ignorant of a lot of things. But that just... Every part of that just makes no sense. I mean, I hate to admit it, but... If I try to see it from their perspective, yeah, it makes sense as to why they're fucking doing it. It's because they fucking can.
And because it lines their pockets and their campaigns.
Yeah. Well, they can, and they profit from it,
And
therefore why
people
not?
wonder why we are the most violent fucking developed society in the world.
Yeah.
Because the level of poverty that we see is usually poverty that's only seen in fucking third world countries.
Yeah!
And then you question why people are acting like this.
That's something that I have heard things about is, there are places in the States where it's basically like a third world nation.
Yeah.
And I don't...
Because the income inequality and the wealth inequality in this country is so fucking great. It's
Well, yeah, because the people
probably-
at the bottom make, their pennies, but the people at the top, what is the ratio over 400 to 1? Like, it's more than that. It's 400.
It's like 400 to 500 to 1 comparing the income inequality, and the majority of it falls on the 15 richest people in this country. The 15 richest people in this country will make more this year than the bottom. I think it was like 60% of the poorest in their lifetime. It's fucking sickening.
That's an understatement.
But this is how it starts. Like in the town that I'm in now, there is not one place here that you can access an abortion in this town.
Jesus.
You have to drive an hour to Nashville. So you have to drive there, an hour of this on your mind, to have this procedure done, which is painful. You cramp, you're bleeding, you're uncomfortable, just to drive an hour back. Now, what about women that are low income, that can't afford another child, that can't afford the they don't drive because they can't afford their car and their $7.25 an hour job. So now they have to pay $100 and some odd for a taxi service to go to fucking Nashville, pay the money for the abortion, and then pay it. This is $700, $800 a month's worth of rent. Or you have a child that you can't feed.
America, fuck yeah.
America, fuck yeah, man. And then you raise this child in poverty, to where you work in 2 and 3 jobs. So it's hard for you to actually keep an eye on your child and actually be there for your child. So your child turns to their friends in the streets, and then they wind up doing fucked up shit. Or they're looking for a way to have that status and have that class of the nice shoes and the nice clothes and the nice car. So they start doing shit that, what's the easiest way to make money in a fucking hood? You drug deal, you hustle.
Yeah.
Which is illegal.
Yes.
Kid gets fucking caught trying to just fucking survive and fit into this fucking mold that everyone is, says that you have to be. He gets locked up, gets put into a private prison that's making money off the kid being in jail, and that the company that owns that private prison is now putting the kickback into the super PAC for the politician that just passed to defund Planned Parenthood.
Well, fuck.
And it's mainly concentrated into the black community. And it's like, you have this constant, and I've heard a lot of really fucked up people be like, well, why can't black people just uplift themselves? Because how the fuck do you end this cycle of poverty when there's literally nowhere to end it?
Well, no, you don't, because there's genuinely no way out. That's why you only have 1, maybe 2 actual success stories, is because that's the only amount of fucking success stories out of thousands, millions. You don't just uplift yourself because you're told to. Like, oh, if only it were that fucking simple, I wouldn't be impoverished.
And what opportunity do you have? These kids get out of high school, and they have younger brothers and sisters, and they go to work to help care for their younger brothers and sisters. And don't fucking sit here and tell me don't have sex, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck that.
You.
We're people. We love sex. Sex is fantastic.
That's a scientific, ingrained survival mechanism for us.
It is.
It's ingrained.
And it's a fantastic stress relief.
And it's a wonderful stress relief.
And if you're not willing to offer Planned Parenthood, what are you going to offer for sex? To kind of help kids know how to not get pregnant.
Exactly. Kids come up with some fucking weird shit on how not to get pregnant. Like, I've heard the P method and just all sorts of funky ass shit. And I'm like, this is what we'll leave in the future too. Yes. This is a bunch of kids plugged into their fucking tablets that think sniffing fucking cinnamon is fun. This is what we'll leave in the fucking generation. This is what we'll leave in the future too.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Because, and then we have the issue with the universities are priced so fucking so high.
Yeah.
That kids coming out of college, one, there's no fucking job market, so they can't make the money to fucking pay off their student loans. Then they wind up in debt. Then their fucking credit score goes down. So when a job checks your fucking credit score and sees you're this far in debt, they don't want to fucking hire you.
Yeah.
So now you're stuck in mommy and daddy's house because you can't get a car because your credit sucks from your student loans. You can't get a fucking job. You can't get your own fucking place because nowhere will fucking rent or buy to you because of a shitty credit score. All because of fucking student loans that you were told that you had to go to college to get a decent fucking job for, with no fucking jobs out there.
Thanks,
and
Obama.
This is for the kids that even had the shot, even had the opportunity to go to school.
Yeah, not the kids who, didn't.
But, Bernie Sanders, the socialist, wants to provide free state-funded college educations to everybody. He's a fucking socialist.
Yeah, and socialism.
So we're just going to keep our kids in this constant fucking cycle of poverty and lack of education and lack of fucking options.
And if I could just take the spotlight for a second, that really pisses me off. I may not particularly agree with every single tenet of socialism, but I don't look at it as a buzzword that I have a knee-jerk reaction to go,
But this
I don't
stems back
fucking
to
get it. It pisses me off.
The Russian Cold War, in God we trust, God bless America fear.
Fucking McCarthy.
It's McCarthyism. It's where the evil socialist communist fucking Russians are gonna come fucking blow us sky high and kill fucking everybody. So, but because they're godless and communist, they in God we trust and God will save us. Well, where the fuck is your God now?
He is doing something with the Shemitah. That's all I've been hearing.
What happened to God? I just recently heard a story where I think the little girl was either 2 or 3 years old. They called her Baby Doe. They found her wrapped in a plastic bag out in Boston Harbor. And she was beaten to death by her mother's boyfriend because he was convinced that the child was possessed and quote-unquote it was her time to die. They then put her body in a contractor's bag in the freezer and proceeded to get high on heroin for days on end.
Fantastic.
So where was your God then for that little girl?
Well, it all somehow fits into God's plan. I actually had this thought.
Well, that hits me because I look at my kid and I'm like, oh my God, how can... I've never laid a hand on my child. Ever.
Yeah.
I'm one of those very fortunate parents that the minute I say time out, my kid, stops. And now when he does go for a timeout, when I tell him it's a timeout, he goes and sits on the stair by himself crying, but he does it. He does do it. But it's, I look at my son, and I'm a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And if any fucking man ever told me that I needed to lay a hand on my child, or even worse, that he was going to do it, he wouldn't be the one in jail. My kid wouldn't be the one that was dead.
It's true.
This wasn't even the kid's father. This was the mother's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just, you fucking turn around and tell me you need to beat that kid's ass, so we fighting. Or you gonna beat someone's ass, but you gonna beat someone's ass that'll fight you back.
Yay! Fair fights.
And there was my rant of shitty ass fucking mothers and drug addicts. And then that's another problem we have with the poor in this country is we have an epidemic of prescription drug problems. The prescription drugs... Hi, kitty. The prescription drugs that they like to dole out here are opioid-based.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was in Tennessee alone. They issued so many prescriptions of opioid-based medication that every man, woman, and child in Tennessee could have enough for 3 pills.
Meow. I'm sitting here taunting Jen with my little cat.
Oh my God, I love his cats. They're so adorable. Where's my kitty?
She's upstairs.
Now, opioid-based medication, as we all know, is heroin. So these doctors dole out these fucking pills like nothing, and then the prescription runs out. Well, pills on the street are fucking expensive. You're looking at $50 a pill, but heroin is cheaper, and the high lasts longer. So now we have a raging epidemic of fucking heroin addicts, thanks to Big Pharma, who, again, are kicking their money back into the major fucking seed packs of politicians. So we literally have a country of poverty-stricken, jailed drug addicts with illegal access with illegal firearms.
Because how dare you take our guns?
Now, I'm for guns. I am. I'm for guns. I'm for guns so long as they are held responsibly into an adult who is mentally capable and mentally sound to own one.
Holy crap, this cat is so needy tonight.
I so want that cat. But I'm for stricter penalties too. If your gun is stolen and it goes unreported and it's used in a crime, I believe that you should be punished for not reporting it. If your child goes on a fucking rampage and shoots up a school with your guns, you need to be held responsible for criminally negligent homicide. I own guns. And I feel that it is my constitutional right as an American of sound mind to own them. My guns are unloaded and my child does not have access to them. My child doesn't even know what a gun looks like. Because I am a responsible fucking gun owner. And then we have the whole ban guns. Well, you know what? Last time I checked, criminals don't fucking follow laws.
Yeah, that's always been something that annoys the hell out of me is, well, if we ban the guns, we'll reduce crime. You don't know much about crime, do you? It's...
And yet, they cite Australia and they cite England. Australia and England are fucking islands.
Yeah.
And it's a lot fucking harder to smuggle a gun onto an island.
Is it? Oh, for fuck's sakes, cat. Just sit down. Holy shit. I love him, but honestly, he is just... I put him down, and then he goes and he paces, and he's knocking shit off my table. And he's rubbing all over, and I'm like, just
This
sit
is why
still.
Keith should never have children, because that is my everyday, all day, every day, all day.
I love him
we
to pieces,
have
but
these-
Jesus.
And I'm not even going to call them, they're pandemics at this point. I'm not even going to call them epidemics. They're fucking pandemics at this point. Of rampant poverty, rampant drug abuse, and rampant violence.
Mm-hmm.
Perpetuated by those at the fucking helm because they're getting the fucking kickbacks for it. And literally...
And they're not
nothing
suffering
is
for it either.
And they're not suffering for it either. It's not their kids that are out in the fucking hood. It's not their kids that are out on fucking Hollywood Boulevard looking to score heroin. It's not their kids getting fucking shot down in the fucking bayou. It's not them. It's not their kids being harassed by the fucking cops.
Yeah.
It's not them. You look at fucking DC, that at one point in time had one of the strictest gun bans in the fucking country, was also the most violent. Same thing with Chicago. Some of the strictest gun... The only place that I can really see that doesn't happen is New York, and I think it's just because it's too expensive. And we still have our pockets of gun violence there, but it's nothing like the epidemic in Chicago, because when you pay $1,500 a month for a 2-room apartment, you're like, I'm not wrecking my shit, because this took a lot for me to fucking afford it.
Yeah.
But we also, New York is a really big tolerance place, New York City. Because we've been forced to live on top of every other culture for so fucking long that you just kind of blend. It's this constant cycle of segregationism and not having access to education and rampant poverty and rampant fucking drug abuse. It's fueling the fucking violence in this country. But let's ban guns.
Well, yeah.
Because, when we banned alcohol, that really worked well. When we banned drugs, that's working fucking wonderfully. So,
Prohibition, yeah, that was...
can we have, like, a war on money and jobs next? We got a war on drugs, we got a war on fucking gun violence. Can we have a war on fucking jobs and politicians next?
It would be nice, but it's people at the... no, I'm going to sound really conspiratorial if I word it like that.
Woo! Get your tinfoil hats, everyone. Make them into fancy little antennas, because it's that time of the fucking night again.
Ladies and gentlemen, conspiracy theorist Keith comes out. No. It's one thing that I've started to notice, and this is kind of a generic thing, is in my province we're having a shift in our minimum wage. We're having a shift. Our premier says it's going to go up to like $15 an hour. I don't think it's going to quite go that high. I'm of mixed feelings about this because I do believe in a living wage, but I also don't believe that teenagers, under the age of 18 need to make enough money to live on their own. I don't think that's necessary.
I'll get into that in a second.
However, everybody's all affronted, and I mean, we've seen this all over the internet where, ambulance workers are upset that pizza delivery people make as much money as them, and they're sitting there going, well, that's not right, I provide an essential service. And I understand the whole, I save people's lives. They just, take people who are baked out of their tree pizza. I can empathize with that because, you kind of feel like you're getting the shaft. You put all this in and you're getting peanuts back. But the thing is that we're only fighting amongst each other. We're upset that the guy beside us is making as much as us and we don't feel he's doing enough. But what about the fucker at the top who's making 400 times your base salary on paper alone? That doesn't include anything else. Any other kickbacks, any other endorsements they might fucking have.
Well, look at it this way. Say you have a violent dog in your backyard that's threatening your family. And you get rid of them, but every day there's a fucking new dog. What's your immediate concern? Is it, let me get this fucking dog out of my backyard before he kills my kid, or let me figure out where the dogs are coming from?
And I get that.
And this is why they decide to keep us infighting, the citizens infighting with each other, because if we keep ourselves distracted, what we perceive as the immediate threat in front of us, then we're too fucking busy to realize what the fuck is going on at the helm. I forgot I'm gonna Google this shit right fucking now. Some fucking poet described this shit and it was
Bread
fucking
and circuses?
Yes!
Yeah. You keep people fed and entertained, and basically the world can go to hell.
Yeah, well,
and
I'm gonna break this shit down.
Oh, shit!
I can never fucking pronounce his name. Is it Juvenal?
I don't know.
Juvenal coined the term panem et circenses. In Latin means bread and circuses. What he described was the latter years of the Roman Empire, where they kept people entertained by feeding them, which we're not doing. And with the Colosseum matches, they kept them entertained, they kept them fed, so that people wouldn't pay attention to the corrupt shit that was going on at the top of the Roman Empire. And that's what led to its downfall. That's what led to the down, because eventually people wisened up. The food ran out.
End of the world as we know it.
And it's, if you look at any empire in history, with the exception of the British Empire, because they fizzled out, I mean, I wouldn't say peacefully, but they fizzled out on a fairly classic level. Elsa?
Yeah, it is. It was in one of the girlfriend's Kinder Surprises.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
But, you know,
adorable.
the British Empire kind of fizzled out. You know, they had their wars and people to gain their independence, but they fizzled out on a pretty decent foot. If you look at the history of empires over the course of history, none of them have lasted.
Well, no.
Because eventually people want to be individuals. And I hate to say this because I love my country. I do. And I'm very proud to be where I'm from. But I really do think that this is the end of the great American empire.
Well, only time will tell ultimately, but what
But
do we
the
do?
scary part is what happens after. The Roman Empire broke up and we had all these different countries, and it led to a giant upheaval for a long time, but we wound up developing all these beautiful cultures from it.
Well,
But do I really want to be around for that upheaval?
these things take time. I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, it
Yeah,
sucks.
but I'm, you know, the whole mom, and I don't want my kid to be in some shit-ass fucking land, and...
I
But
don't
this is why
think
Europe always seems appealing to me.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about your son wandering around for 40 years in a desert. You're fine.
Well, I know that, but I'm like, I don't want him... You don't ever want to send your kids to war. You don't want to put them in a fucking land that's full of upheaval and corruption. You don't ever want to do that. But this is why Europe kind of looks really appealing to me, because it's like, okay, they've already done this, they're over it. They've already done this, they're over it. The United States is only 200 some odd years old. We're very young. We haven't had our revolution within ourselves. Yeah, we had our Civil War, whatever the case may be, but we never had the revolution of the empire within ourselves. The last revolution of the empire we had was against the British Empire 200 some odd years ago.
Yay!
And like every empire, there's only so much it can sustain itself under its weight.
True.
And it's buckling now. People are calling for autonomy, and the McCarthyism, one country, one God, one solution is fading. Because that generation is dying.
One solution sounds an awful lot like the
So
German
the
dream.
greenest people? Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like if the Germans had what like their own version of the American dream, because let's face it, that did not go over very well.
No. I mean they almost got it done.
What
but
was
their
it?
leader
Ein
kinda went
Reich?
a little crazy, and
Ein Volk, ein Führer, I think was something like that.
Mein Führer. Yep.
No, one people, one government, one leader, I think.
I can't remember. But, you know, I look at Donald Trump, and he's saying a lot of the same shit that sounded like Hitler. Instead of Jews, it's Arabs.
Trump is special. Trump is what happens when you look at a retarded child and say, "You can do it."
You know, if he didn't have his money, he would be like every other fucking crazy person in New York City screaming on the subway with his dick in his hands. I mean, come on. This is exactly what this man would be. How the fuck? But that goes to show you the climate in this country, that we're so fed up with these politically bought and sold candidates that, you know, somebody that's actually kind of radical and as fucked up and racist as he may be, the fact that he's got the balls to turn around and say exactly how he feels because he's not controlled by the money.
Yeah.
This is what's garnishing the attention now.
Yeah, it's amazing what power money buys.
But that's the awakening of the autonomy.
Yeah.
He's not bought. He's funding his own campaign. He's not bought by the super PACs like everybody else is.
Well,
Which is another reason I love Bernie. Love my Bernie. Man, I want that man to win so bad.
hashtag feel the burn.
Hashtag feel the fucking burn. Just so that, like, 8 years later, when he has to get out of office, he could be like, yeah, socialism. Scared of it now, bitch?
Yeah, true that. Well,
But I have a feeling that if he does win, we're going to see a lot of upheaval from the South.
oh, absolutely. Come on now.
And I'm getting the fuck out of here ASAP for that shit. I'm fucking gone. I'm not gonna sit here with these toothless inbred motherfuckers and their shotguns. No. And their fucking German shepherds. No, I'm not fucking
What do you
doing
got
this.
against German shepherds? I love them.
I have nothing. German shepherds actually kind of freak me out. It's a whole nose thing with them and the eyes, and they freak me out. But anyway. They just look, I have this ingrained fear of German shepherds. Anyway. Because I'm fucking weird like that. And Dobermans. Weird. But, you know, the South is gonna fucking rise. They might not win, but they're gonna
No,
rise.
because I think they're going to end up shooting themselves in the foot on their way to the battle.
Which may have happened a lot in the Civil War. We really don't know. But
We weren't
no
there,
fucking
but
country, you know, the South was funded by France during the Civil War. And no fucking country in their right mind right now is going to fuel some racist fucking rhetoric.
Oh,
No.
no.
Not with the internet, no.
No, the world knows too much.
The only
Or the
shot
world
you
knows
have of
better.
that is a Middle Eastern country, and when you're calling for a war on Arabs, it's not going to happen. You know what? Israel might be a prime candidate for this, but
They might be.
I need to get out of here.
But on that note, it's about that time, and I
You
have
guys
to
have
be up
listened
in
to
the
my
morning.
nonsensical ranting for the last hour, and that's awesome. And I love you people for that shit.
Yeah, I have to be up first thing in the morning because, you know, the whole real job thing is a bitch, and I don't
I have
want
a
to
child
adult
that's home
anymore.
tomorrow.
So there you go.
No.
So, we conclude yet another episode, dear friends. Thank you for joining us, and as always, stay frosty, bitches.
Bye, everybody. Feel the burn.
Hashtag feel the burn.
Hashtag feel the fucking burn.
The Not Another Atheist podcast experience is run by Jenn and Keith. If you wish to contact the hosts, please write to nehehp@gmail.com. They can also be found at facebook.com/NotAnotherAtheistPodcast or search Not Another Atheist Podcast on iTunes to subscribe and leave reviews.
I give a fuck, dude.
Your prize is a note. The note says, "Go the fuck outside."
I would so kill to have a fucking dick big enough to swing.
You and I are gonna have sex.
You have $5. You buy now. You buy now. You buy now. You buy.
I'm picking up my panties and I'm going home. Okay.